So I actually decided to re-record this because I recorded it like half an hour ago. And it was really, really bad because I just kind of rambled and I didn't have any plan for what I was going to talk about, except for that I was going to talk about the differences between Australia and where I'm from, which is America. I was born and raised in Portland, then moved down to Los Angeles for 4 or 5 months, 3 months, something like that, I don't know, from May to October, so 5 months. Actually it would be a little bit less because of when I moved in May and stuff, but yeah, so differences between Australia and the US, yeah, that country. So first difference is money. Here's all I brought to Australia, my useless American money. So we have these little bills. They're green and they're boring. They're more green there. Boring. Well, I probably shouldn't put my mouth on it. These are saturated with cocaine, apparently. People keep saying that. Australian money cannot be saturated with cocaine because it's made of plastic. So it's like complete. It's like brand new money all the time. And it has a waddle tree. And it's like Monopoly money too, because it's like the 5s are small and pink. And then I think 10s are blue and they're a little bit bigger. 20s are red and they are a little bit bigger. 50s are yellow and they're also bigger. And then 100s are ridiculously long. That's what she said. And they're long and yellow, green. They're green. So yes, there's one difference. Another difference is minimum wage is a lot higher. In Australia, I think for my age group, the minimum wage is $15 an hour. In the US, it's, well, in Oregon, it's $8.80 an hour. So, when I was working at McDonald's here, I was making $21 an hour, and I was working about 10 hours a week, and it was fine because I was making a lot of money. I was actually making the exact same amount that I was making when I was working at GameStop, and I was working 40, 50 hours a week there. So that's cool. 40, 50 hours a week, same amount as 10 hours a week. Awesome. But the correlation with that is, since minimum wage is higher and it's easier to make money, it's more expensive to live here. So with the sorry, I really just want to clean. With with Australian video games, for example, in the US, the base rate for a new game is $60, and that's, for Call of Duty or whatever big name games come out. That's also for any game really on 360, unless it's really, really bad, in which case it might be like 20 to 40. In Australia, a cheap game would be like 60 to 80 or something, and then it would go up to like 180 or something. Probably more like if you're getting a Prestige Edition or something for Call of Duty, or like the super fancy collector's edition of whatever game. Like there's that Mirror's Edge one that came with the runner, or not the runner bag, the Timbuktu bag. That was expensive. It was probably a lot more expensive here. Let's see, movies, like if you want to go see a movie, it's like $16 per person for a concession ticket, which is like the cheaper ticket. So there's concession and student tickets, and they're $16 each. Or you can go on like the cheap days, and then it's $9 or $10 per ticket. Yeah, but it's because it's easier to make money here, but things are more expensive. I've pretty much just cut down, so it's like I learned to not buy everything that I want because I don't actually need everything that I want. I need food. So I've been buying eggs and bread and milk and tea and basic things, and then candy. So candy is delicious here, mostly. There's some cherry things and Turkish something or another that are really gross. I really don't like them. I don't eat them, but they taste just like cherries and they're gross. In a bad way. It's not like good cherries, it's like cough syrup cherry. And yeah, they have these things called Boost, which is like, it's like this stick that's kind of like Twix, but it's more round, and it's got like chocolate and caramel and stuff inside of it. What else? Hair products are more expensive. Makeup in general is more expensive. Like cheap nail polish at the store is like $10, and I'm used to spending like $9 on a bottle of OPI, fancy stuff in the US, and it's so much better than the stuff here. Well, than like the cheap stuff that you get at the grocery store or whatever that's more expensive. So I'm really glad that I brought most of my nail polish to Australia with me. Let's see. Another difference is people drive on the other side of the road, which is why I haven't driven here. I've only been taking trains and trams, and that's it. Because it's, I'm afraid that because my reflexes are to go right all the time, that I would end up going right and, have a head-on collision with someone, because, I don't think I would be able to retrain my reflexes that quickly, pretty much. And I don't want to risk that. I also don't want to die. Another thing that's different is that people have accents. Obviously, everyone has an accent, but in Australia, they don't pronounce R's. So, like, Melbourne is Melbourne. I called it Melbournies for a while because I had to get used to not calling it Melbourne, because it's like the born identity and born conspiracy and all that. Yeah, born it Melbourne. But no, it's Melbourne, and I can't pronounce a lot of the other places. They have really funny names. Like they're awesome names. There's a place called Cooloroo, and I live in Seymour, which isn't that cool unless you're a fan of Final Fantasy X villains. There's, I don't know, Walla Walla or something. No, not Walla Walla. That's an onion. Wallen. There. Just Wallen. And I went to other places. There's St. Kilda, which made me laugh because that's a place that I went to in Scotland 2 years ago. So that's funny. It's also where my family's from. Yay. Well, some of them, my grandma's side. But yeah, people here have thought that I'm Canadian, and I'm not. But I did hang out with Canadians, so hi Survivor if you watch this. Yeah, I hung out with a Canadian. He was neat. He played hockey. It was great for stereotypes. So yeah, another difference is the food. Wheat Bix. I had Bryce bring it in. This is Wheat Bix. It's delicious. You can score a Mega 3D home media package with it, or home cinema package. Sorry, I'm used to working in a home media center. Yeah, it's like $4 or $5 for this thing, and it's 1.2 kilograms value pack. Only at Woolworths, which is Safeway, which is not the same Safeway as it is in the US. But it's pretty healthy. I have no idea calories. Average per serving. 2 biscuits. So it's like, since I have 4 biscuits, every time I have these, like I have 3 or 4, it's 118 per 2, so that's pretty good for breakfast. It fills you up, and it's tasty, and it's pretty much these biscuits, you get 2 of them, and, well, 2 or 3, or if you're biased, I think he had like 13 at once or something. He ate a lot of them. But these biscuits, and you put them in a bowl, and sprinkle some sugar on them, and pour the perfect amount of milk on it. And the first time I had Weet-Bix was with his friend Trace. And they're delicious, and I'm actually really going to miss them, and I want to bring them with me to the US, except my bag is already starting to be packed. There's my bag! Yeah, I'm packing. Actually it's a few packs, it's like 3 or 4 bags and 3 boxes. Yeah. There's also Tim Tams, which are these little biscuits. Well, they're cookies, but they're little rectangles that are about this big and this wide, and you bite off the corner, like the 2 opposing corners, and you drink through it, and it melts, and it's just like a chocolate wafer with chocolate on the outside, but some of them have white chocolate, some of them have caramel, and whatever. Yeah, so I drank champagne through them once, and that was good. It's better with tea or coffee or something warm, because then it actually just melts the whole thing, and then you put it in your mouth, and it's just melted chocolate goodness, and it's so, I love it. I love Tim Tams. There are also strange juices. They eat a lot of beetroot here, or beets. So when I'm working at the cafe that I work at, people will often leave their beetroot slices. So I have to scrape off all this pink vegetable nonsense. I think it's vegetable, or a legume, or something. But I hate beets, and I hate the smell of them, and they're so gross. So I'm not a fan of that. Yeah. So there's beetroot. There's salad. They eat random foods. They eat a lot of Greek and Indian food, which is funny because a lot of people here seem to be kind of anti-immigrants. Well, anti-immigration / anti-rescuing refugees and whatever else. I need to rearrange my knee. I'm sorry. My knee is hurting. Yeah, there's a lot of people eating the foods of the places they don't like. And I actually wrote a blog kind of about that earlier, because a lot of people eat curry or like tandoori or something here. Well, tandoori things and curry things, but they don't like the people that bring it. And they also eat a lot of kebabs. There's a kebab shop actually like around the corner, and it's quite tasty. I really like kebabs. I didn't eat them much because they're kind of, they don't feel very healthy, and I always had the urge to eat the whole thing, and I really shouldn't, because it's like the same size as my head. They also have their iced coffee, which is good. I drank a lot of that when I first got here because I wasn't aware that there was an amazing cafe around the corner. Actually, there are like 10. There's so many cafes and bakeries in Australia. Well, in Melbourne, in Victoria. There are very few in the US. There's like Starbucks, and I don't know, coffee people. No, there's not even coffee people anymore. Oh yeah, Dutch Brothers. There's Dutch Brothers. They're good. I can't wait to have Dutch Brothers. Yeah, there's, in this city we live in, it has 600 people within the immediate city limits. 6,000 people. And there's, let's see, KFC, 2 pubs, McDonald's, Subway, and then the rest is cafes and bakeries, and and I think there's 2 Chinese places, or 2 Asian places in the kebab shop. Yeah. So cars are different. They have these things called utes, which are kind of hideous. It's like the front of a sedan, and then the back of it is like a lowered truck, like a lowered pickup truck. So, oh my god, no, my laptop went to sleep. There we go, it's awake again. It's terrible, and I don't like them at all. People here really like them, though. I think they're so ugly. I don't like them. But there are no SUVs. I've seen like 5 in the 10 months I've been here. So that was cool. I like that, it's gonna be 11 months by the time I get back, so it's gonna be almost a year that I've been here. And I still haven't grown to like utes. I'm sorry, Australia. I really apologize. I just really don't like them. I've learned to like a lot of other things. I can't. Yeah, they're utes. There are very few very few SUVs, very few like big pickup trucks. Like there aren't Ford F-350s or whatever. I don't even know truck types because I drive sedans and stuff. Coupes. So yeah, that. There are a lot of different animals, obviously. I mean, I've seen kangaroos, wild kangaroos just kind of hanging out. And I saw a kangaroo just jump. There was a hill that was about an angle like this. And the kangaroo just like hopped straight up. No problem. Yeah, just gonna go straight up that wall. Yeah, so there's kangaroos, there's koalas, there's wallabies. There are wallabies. I'm sorry for my terrible grammar, I'm kind of sleepy. It's midnight here. Yeah, wallabies, and there are a lot of different colored birds. There's parrots everywhere. There's pink galahs, I think they're called, and all these other brightly colored birds. And I'm used to just like crows and starlings and some hawks and eagles and stuff because I'm from the Northwest and we just have predators, well, birds of prey, and little things that eat bread, and ducks. We have some geese, great blue herons, that sort of thing, but nothing that's really vibrant and colorful. So that's cool. I don't know how I've made this video longer than my last one. I'm not rambling as much and I have a plan. Oh well. Let's see. TV. Technology is not considered, but it's important here. So they're rolling out this NBN, which is the fiber optic cable for the internet, and they've already had to like fix a few things because it's already like the type that they started building became obsolete already. So they're building it. It's set to be done in the next 50 years. So in 50 years, people in Australia will have internet as fast as they have in the US now, which I think is really unfair to the people of Australia because, oh my god, to have fast internet. We live literally across the, not even across the street, it's like across the driveway from the exchange, and our internet speeds are terrible. It's so slow, and so like I can't watch YouTube while Bryce is playing games, and we can't, multitask we can't use the upload or download or stream or whatever at the same time as the other one's playing games or anything, which sucks because I'm used to having 2 brothers play their 360 while I do whatever I'm doing on my computer, which I never really stop doing anything, and then my mom will be doing her thing on her computer and they'll have something else going on the other laptop, and it's fine. I'm not used to having to stop what I'm doing. It's such a first world problem. Yeah, it's not as important. There's a similar problem with these little fellas, Mikey. They're little cards, and you tap on and tap off when you're like getting on a tram or train or whatever, but you can't use it with Beeline, which is like the rural train company because they suck. They, well, they're afraid that it's going to take their jobs away, which it is. But I think you kind of have to go with the times and, maybe find a job that isn't being a train conductor, because that's not really the best job in the world, and maybe you want to make something more of yourself or something. Sports are really important here. Like in the US, there are a lot of different sports. And, oh, here, I can show you one later. In the US, there are several different sports. So there's, baseball, football, golf, basketball, whatever else. Hockey, and other various things. Here, there's AFL, cricket, rugby, but mostly AFL. It's like AFL. Everybody loves it. It's like Quidditch, because it looks like Quidditch. The goalposts, they look like Quidditch to me. And the ball is kind of like a rugby ball, but then it's also kind of like NFL, but they don't use pads. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know the rules or anything. I know it takes place in an oval. So, yeah, that's about it. And the conventions also really suck. I'm gonna try to go to one this weekend and cosplay again, but, we'll see how that goes, because I have to decide which cosplay to do. Because I have my Silent Hill one, and then I also have my Fluttershy one, and I don't know which one to do, because my Silent Hill one requires me to wear the mask, and then I can't see through it, and then I need an escort, because you aren't allowed to walk around blind, pretty much. It's kind of a rule. But I've already done the Fluttershy one, so I don't know if I want to do that again. Yeah, here's money. I'll show you, because it's really fascinating. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see it, but it'll be like my last thing for my last few minutes. So, I think that's a hedgehog. That's a 5-cent piece. It's really tiny, and lightweight. And then, here's a 10-cent piece. And I think it's a lyrebird, which is also, I think it's a peacock. But that's pretty, yes. What a fascinating little coin. And then, oh, here we go. Here's one that everyone recognizes. Here's a little guy that likes to hop up a wall because he's big and strong. And he likes to box my brothers because he's a kangaroo. Yeah. So, there you go. The mail also takes a lot longer to get around. I just thought I would throw that in there really quick. And, yeah, I don't know. People are a lot nicer here than they are in, like, Los Angeles and stuff. They're about as nice in Portland, but people also have the perception here that Americans are super, super arrogant, and we might be, but I'm gonna work on that. Like, I hope that I'm not as arrogant as they think most Americans are. So I've seen a bunch of people, I've obviously added people on Facebook and whatnot, from Australia, and a lot of them think that we're, like, all terrible people and we're all fat and lazy and do nothing, and I hate that perception. Oh my god, like, I disagree with a lot of stuff that America does, believe me. Like, I hate the whole, like, I hate that contraception, birth control is even an issue, and I hate this stupid little hair that's sticking out. There we go, it's all better. Yeah, I hate that. I hate the whole two-party system. I hate all that nonsense. But at the same time, I really don't want to, I don't want all Americans to be perceived as this, like, warmongering, gun-hoarding, fat culture, and it's really sad because it is, and people think that we're really arrogant, and it makes me sad. So, yeah. I'm sorry, I rambled. It was like almost 25 minutes of me just rambling about stuff, and I made a list, and I tried to cut it down, so I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. But I hope you enjoyed, and I don't know, if people like this, maybe I'll do another one, or if not, maybe I'll just hide in a corner for the rest of my life, because I don't want to bother you people. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be morning there now. have a good morning, and I hope, for Amy, my little spirit good friend, who's so beautiful, I hope you're doing okay, and for everyone else, I hope you're also doing okay, and I hope you have great days, and, let me know what I should talk about, or ramble about, I guess. Okay, bye.